Take up slack.
Gimli traffic Scout 3 departing the Grouse 15 ladder in tow, right turnout 2,800 feet.
All out. About 1,000 feet above the ground. Altitude, I'm going to give us a countdown from 3. At the end of the 3, you're going to hear a loud click. Don't worry, that's just the rope releasing from the rider, normal operations.
Okay.
Scout 3 just released ladder west of the field at 2,800 feet. Descending for the downwind right hand 15 for terrestrial, west of the octave.
Hey sir.
Yep.
On the end of that second runway there, is that there's in the trees there, is that a plane?
Yeah, it is a plane. I'm not too sure how it got here, but it's been here for years now. There's no engine or fuselage or anything. It's just like a hollow aircraft.
Is that runway a drag strip now?
Yeah, it's been converted to a drag strip. So you might have heard the story of the Gimli glider.
Yeah.
So instead of landing on the actual runway, they ended up setting themselves up for the drag strip accidentally.
Oh.
Thankfully, the aircraft was totally fine, and same with all the passengers on board, but so I'm just going to demonstrate some of those basic flight movements that you might have learned about in your classes at cadets. So first you have roll, and that's controlled by our control column between our legs and the ailerons on the wing. Moving the control column to the left is going to roll the aircraft to the left. Moving it to the right, we're going to roll to the right. And that's roll. Next you have yaw, controlled by the rudder pedals down at our feet and the rudder in behind the aircraft. Stepping on the left rudder pedal is going to yaw the aircraft to the left. The right one's going to yaw the aircraft to the right. It's kind of like shaking our head no, but in the aircraft. Lastly, you have pitch, controlled by the control column between our legs and the elevator in behind us. Easing forward on that control column is going to bring the nose down, and our airspeed is going to start increasing. That's pitch down. Easing back on that control column is going to bring our nose up. That airspeed is going to start slowly decreasing, and that's our pitch up attitude. And those are just kind of like your three basic movements. And then when you put them all together, you get nice, smooth movements in the air, like turns and stuff.
That is really cool.
So if you want to try grabbing onto the control column, then you want to try moving it slightly to the right here. So you'll notice that the aircraft starts to roll to the right, and you can keep holding it to the right a little bit here, a little bit more. Very good. Now bring it back to center, and notice how the aircraft starts to turn. So that's all you really need. Notice how stable the aircraft is. So I have control now. Pretty easy, eh?
Yeah. If you were to go up to like maximum altitude, so 2,000 feet, and drop and just go in a straight line, how far could you go?
So the glider has a 23:1 glide ratio. So what that means is that under ideal conditions, for every 1 foot you descend, you would travel 23 feet forward. So whatever altitude you drop drop the aircraft at above ground, you just have to multiply that altitude by 23, and ideally that's how far you'd be able to glide.
So you could go 2.3 miles?
Yes. Yeah, if you dropped it 1 mile off the ground, you'd travel 2.3 miles, or no, so sorry, 23 miles across the ground. So you can glide pretty far with this.
Yeah.
But obviously stuff like winds and stuff like that have a factor to play as well, so.
Yeah. If you're flying a glider, do you prefer to have it like dead calm or a bit of headwind?
Typically it's a little bit easier to fly when you got a bit of a headwind. Dead calm's nice though. Like a day like today, it's obviously not dead calm, but it's pretty calm as far as flying goes. Just because like the theory of flying, when it's dead calm, you're able to really see and apply all the theory and stuff like that as far as like how a circuit's supposed to look and how the aircraft is supposed to fly. When there's wind and stuff like that, obviously things get modified a little bit.
Yeah, you get a bit more lift because you have more air going over the wings,
Yeah.
right? does this thing have for like when you're landing?
Sorry?
What kind of brakes does this thing have? Does it only have air brakes?
It just has like a hydraulic brake. So essentially the brakes are controlled by this spoiler right here. So when the bar's all the way back is how the brakes are applied. All right, so now we're going to be joining the circuit, which is just our standard pattern that we have to fly, but different to a powered aircraft. Obviously in a glider, we're going to be descending throughout the whole time in the circuit. Inland area traffic, Glider Golf Charlie Mako is on a right now and on my 15 West Grass. Watch your left knee. That bar is going to be moving throughout the rest of the flight here.
Okay.
Traffic Scout 3 departing the grass 15 glider until right turn over 2,800 feet.
You're still strapped in up there?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Sir,
Yeah.
do you have any other licenses like powered flight?
Yeah, I have a powered license as well. I'm able to fly the tow plane. We have enough pilots right now, so they tossed me in the glider. Got my glider license, my power license, able to fly the tow plane there. Have a drone license. Motorcycle license. I'm trying to collect all the licenses really.
Yeah.
Need like a scuba license next.
Oh, yeah. For powered flight, do you have like an IFR or anything?
No, I just have my general PPL, so no extra ratings on top of that. Although I'm looking to get like a night rating and maybe even float rating in the future.
Oh yeah. At my cabin, we're right beside a float, like our lake is a float plane landing facility.
Well, that's
so like
cool.
all day, every day, there's float planes landing right in front of our cabin. That's really cool.
Alright, now we're on our base leg where we're flying nice and perpendicular with where we're planning on landing, just to get ourselves in line for our final leg. Inland area traffic, Glider Charlie Mako, turn final, runway 15, West Grass. We're going to avoid touching the ground, just kind of float above it for a little bit and try and bleed off some of that airspeed we have.